Your consciousness exists within boundaries that you cannot see. For reasons that make more sense once you transform yourself, you are surrounded by mirrors. These mirrors reflect to you exactly the aspects of yourself that prevent you from going further. And in many cases, these aspects of yourself are perfectly reasonable. Indeed, it can be ideal to accept the boundaries as they are in order to embrace a beautiful life. And yet, for many kinds of reasons, life may bring you to the edge of sanity, to the limits of your patience, to a passionate curiosity to transcend the limitations that you have lived within and discover what else is real. At this point, you discover the lie that you have been asleep, and this life as you have known it is a dream, a quiet dream with confusions and delusions that are consistent enough to maintain your sense that this is all normal. And yet, it isn't. We are not alone by any measure. The universe is covered in life. The solar system is covered in consciousness that exists in multiple planes of reality that embraces so many different ways of being that if you remained aware of all of them at once, your mind would make no sense. It is necessary to forget, and yet, as you learn to transcend the boundaries of what you have known as normal, you may begin to remember in a way that you can retain. You can learn to see enough of the world beyond the horizons of what you have known that you may recognize it, sense it, even engage with it some, without becoming overwhelmed. This is, in so many ways, the goal. You chose to be here, to dive into this life, to inhabit it so fully that all of your attention has remained within this world, within these senses, within this perspective, and within these possibilities. To have a more fractured range of awareness is to miss what exists right in front of your face. And for this reason alone, it can be preferable not to see beyond these limits. And yet, if you would like, if you feel called in a way you cannot undo, if you know that you need to remember, then you may well want to learn enough before you look that you will understand what you are seeing. Gaia invited you here. You would not be here if she had not done this. When you were invited, you knew what you were entering, something closer to a class in a school than anything else that you may consider. We are here together because we were brought together from many different ways of being, and we have been led through multiple ranges of understanding, through multiple experience of being conscious in bodies of many different forms, in relationships between and within species that allow us to challenge and to channel multiple ranges of feelings and attitudes. And as we make choices within these opportunities, we create the possibility of experiencing something else. Each time we are surrounded by mirrors. The mirrors reflect back to us what prevents us from leaving whatever zone Gaia has placed us within, whatever conscious field of existence she has put us within, reflects back upon us the ways we make choices with what we have been given. Do you believe that what you are looking at is someone else? Do you believe that the evil is somewhere else? Do you think that it is other people that are bad when you feel rage, when you feel hatred? Do you think of it as someone else who behaves that way? How honestly do you face these reflections? How truly do you maintain responsibility for what they show you? How deeply do you want to transcend the boundaries of these smaller ways of being? Gaia's mind is here with you. She shows you what you must see within yourself, and as you do, you gain the chance to choose to change it. It is in accepting responsibility for what you really are, for what you really create, for what you have really done, and for what you are really asking to do. You choose your life. It is by constantly being honest with yourself about what is being offered and what you can do within these chances and changes. The choices that you make are real. The choices are voted by the ways you feel and the ways you remember how you used to feel. Do you retain a sense of awareness for how you made your life decisions? Do you blame other people for the things that have gone wrong? Do you recognize the ways you voted yourself into the worst situations? Do you accept the ways in which Gaia put you in a position to make painful choices that you may never have made, and yet by accepting her choices and recognizing your voice within it, you learn to see through the mirror. You learn to dissolve the reflections because you will no longer need them, because you are so deeply aware of who you are that you can enter a broader, stronger, more vibrant field of life force. And you won't make hate. You won't create blame. You will become something that makes this a better place. And as you do, you will validate her choice to invite you here, and she will show you a much deeper beauty that perhaps you have been unable to see, and yet somewhere deep within you, you know it's real. You know it's here. You know that this is yours. You have been called to be so truly, deeply happy that you resonate joy to those around you. For Gaia has many faces. She will show you many sides, and each of them are real. And yet, how you feel in relation to her real will allow you to see the deepest truths, that she wants the best for you, that her vicious humor helps hold in check the worst. To understand this depth of love is to know yourself, to care for others as they suffer, is to take one small step towards the path of love that she calls you into, to recognize others who suffer in ways you have passed through, is to allow compassion for yourself to run deep enough to heal the pains of the past and to open the veins of love that pour through you and allow you to be part of a greater whole here, to embrace a place within this space as part of a greater body, a greater mind, a greater heart. To surrender to this depth, to be present in it, is the opportunity to live. And if you don't want it, you may leave. You may struggle and flail and fight yourself away and lose the chance to love so well. And yet, I don't believe you want that. I believe you hear this because you hear this within yourself. You know yourself as part of this deeper love already, and you need help to do the work, to cleanse yourself, to embody it. This is your invitation. You are hearing this because you are ready.